The following program may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Dilly Show! So lately I've been on a very huge late 2000s music nostalgia binge, if you will. I'm not entirely sure what started it. I think I might have heard like one song from back then and I was like, man, I really want to go back to that time period of music. Because the thing about music is you really don't realize how good your music is until a few years later. I'm not sure if that's really gonna affect current music, like the fucking Cardi B's and Camila Cabello's. What is popular right now? I honestly don't even know. I'm going on Spotify. How do I find what's popular? I'm seeing Radar Canada. All Canadian artists you need to hear this month. I don't know how popular that kind of shit is. What do I look for? It's a Bop. I just found a playlist called It's a Bop. I don't know any of these people. Like, I don't know anything about modern music, and I try to keep it that way because I don't like any of it. I don't think this whole nostalgia thing's really going to work on 2020's music for me because I think I'm getting to that age where I'm not growing up anymore. I know what music I like. I'm not going to really change that. I'm not going to start liking shitty modern music that basic bitches listen to. Like, I can't stand modern music. There's a few good things, but like mostly shit. And if it's something I like, odds are it gets dragged into fucking some huge, like it's a fucking song on TikTok. We're going to get to that later. But right now we're talking about the late 2000s shit. I've been going through every fucking playlist looking for obscure 2000s music that I remember. So while this was happening, I was listening to songs like fucking Good Time by Owl City. I was listening to songs by fucking Simple Plan. I'm just literally going through my Spotify and my most recently liked songs. Like Headley, The Trues, Daughtry. Oh, don't even fucking get me started on Daughtry, bro. I never realized how good they were until recently. And I know that's probably really fucking stupid. They're probably like one of the worst bands ever, but I fucking love Daughtry. They're so good. Like, I'm going to consider Daughtry to be a very, very, very guilty pleasure. Like, that and like the few Nickelback songs I know. Like, that kind of guilty pleasure. Like, I'm not going to tell anybody I like Daughtry, although I kind of just told the world on my podcast. Here's the thing, right? Listening to like Faber Drive and Headley and Daughtry, and I got this song in my head that I remembered very distinctly. I remembered one moment very distinctly of when I heard this song. I remembered it was around 2008 to 2009. Originally, I thought it might have been like 2007 up to 2010, but in my mind now, I'm putting the pieces together, and the memory that I'm recalling took place probably in 2008 to 2009. And here's the thing, that memory that I'm recalling, I was at a Wendy's one night. A Wendy's drive-thru at night, sitting in the passenger seat. My dad was driving. I don't even like Wendy's. We were picking up shit from my mom. Like, I remember every little detail. I remember what he ordered. I remember it very vividly, and I remember the fucking radio being on. And I remember hearing a song. I remember hearing it. I remember it so vividly. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I can kind of remember some of the lyrics. I definitely remember how it sounded. And I can kind of remember some of the lyrics. And the lyrics I remembered was like, heat waves been freaking me out. So I start looking all around. And then I see that there's like a huge fucking song on TikTok right now called Heat Waves by Glass Animals. I like Glass Animals. They're recent. I don't like recent shit. I like Glass Animals. Take a Slice is one of my fucking favorite songs I discovered during COVID. Glass Animals are cool. They're fucking weird. I like their thing. But Glass Animals, huge fucking song on TikTok, Heat Waves. I listened to it. I'm like, man, that's the song I heard. Why is it that I'm remembering that song? Why is it that I'm remembering hearing it in 2008 to 2009 at a Wendy's drive-thru? So I do some digging on the internet, and by digging I mean I went to Reddit, to the r/Mandela effect. I don't use Reddit ever. I just recently legitimately started using Reddit because I needed to find out why this song was so engraved in my memory as coming out in the early to late, late 2000s. So I go on Reddit. There's a bunch of people with the exact same thing. Everybody is thinking this song came out back then. I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. Whatever. I go about my day. Another song comes up. And now, unfortunately, the rabbit hole is a little bit more shallow for this one. I don't remember very much about it. I just vaguely remember how it sounded. So I wasn't really able to look anything up on the song. That was unfortunate that I didn't find that song. I was pretty sad. But that heat waves thing, really, it fucked me up for weeks. Like, this was weeks ago that this happened. It fucked me up so much that I just needed a platform to talk about it on. And that's why I'm talking about it here on the podcast. It fucked me up. It fucked me up so bad. I'm still kind of fucked up by it. Because why do I remember it so vividly? Why are there other people on the internet that remember it so vividly as being from back then? Why does this happen? It's the fucking Mandela effect, man. What is the Mandela effect? It interests me like a lot. Like, I'm super interested in the Mandela effect. And there's been a few other cases where, like, there's been some things and I falsely remembered them, and that's totally what's happening with this song too. So it's just totally just false memories, but it fucks with me so bad, because just knowing in your head something that was a thing when you were a kid and just it not ever having happened, it fucks me up. It fucks me up big time. So, I don't know. I might do, like, maybe... I was thinking about doing, like, a weekly segment on Mandela effects, but realistically, there's not that much for me to cover. Like, I could just go digging and steal other people's ideas of Mandela effects. Like, a lot of that shit doesn't affect me. Like, the Berenstain Bears, that never really affected me. Like, I remember the first time I heard it, I'm like, oh, that's fucking weird. But then at the same time, I'm like, I remember the fucking song. I remember when I was a kid watching the Berenstain Bears. I remember hearing the intro. The person singing sounds like they said Berenstain Bears. The Berenstain Bears. I remember thinking before that point it was Berenstein. But then I remember actually looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's Berenstain. Why did I think it was Berenstein? Or it would be Berenstain, but it's just with the E. But, like, I remember thinking that. I remember thinking, oh, it should be with an E. But then I also remember looking and being like, oh yeah, it's not with an E. Like, that's why that Mandela effect didn't really get me too bad, because I kind of already understood it. I don't think anything changed. There's no proof of it ever changing. It's just people falsely remembering things. Is that really just all the Mandela effect is? Just people falsely remembering things and blaming it on different universes? Like, I don't buy into that. I think that's a bunch of fucking gobbledygook. But I do think it's interesting. I do think the idea of a lot of people remembering the same thing wrong is cool. I like that idea, and I think it's neat. And I mean, if I ever have another idea that I'm falsely remembering, I'll definitely bring it up. But I can't just come up with them, like, on the spot. Like, oh, this is the thing I remember, but it's not like this. Like, all I know is the heat wave one really fucked me up. That, I'm not even kidding. I couldn't sleep. I was looking all night the first night that I found out. Like, when I was really looking for that song, I was up all night. Like, yeah, it can't be the Glass Animals one. I know it exists. I kept digging and digging and digging and fucking digging, but nothing. Not a goddamn thing. So either it's a false memory, which it probably is, or maybe Glass Animals fucking stole the song. It's not sampled. There's no, like, records of it being sampled, and there's sites you can go to where it tells you if a song is sampled, and it's not. It's just false memories, and it bothers me. It bothers a lot of people. So that's one of them. If you guys have any Mandela effects that you know of, then fucking leave. I don't know if you can really leave a comment on Spotify, but hit me up on social media at This Is Dilly. My DMs are open. If you want to message me about a Mandela effect you've had, I'll talk about it in the next episode. I'll bring it up. I don't know if I'll necessarily have that same false memory, but I might, which would make it even more interesting. So if you guys have one, leave it on fucking Instagram at this is Dilly. Send it. I can't speak. PM me on Twitter at this is Dilly. Do whatever you want. Just let me know, because I'm interested in Mandela effects. I like the idea. I mean, hey, I might do a weekly segment. I'm not sure, because there's a lot of them, like, especially an r/Mandela effect. Like, I feel like I could definitely not necessarily steal the ones off there, but there's a lot of them that I've, like, had myself. I can't name any right now, but if I went through there, I could probably conjure up some words to talk about how I remember this thing being like this, but it was not like this. Yada fucking yada. But anyways, that was my little spiel on the Mandela effect.